Awesome.
Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Woohoo. All right. I am Alex Heideman. I am not Sarah Hine. I'm pretty sure that's what my little name in the corner says. But we are your hosts tonight. I am co-hosting with the beautiful Dr. Andrea. Woohoo.
Hey. This is so fun. I love this. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited.
Yes, me too. Okay, this is going to be very casual, conversational. We want to involve you guys. So any questions you have, one of us will catch them. We are also going to be, if you have it, great, go grab it. We're going to be having a little pixie stick mood. I don't even like to call it kids mood because I think the adults have them more in my household.
All people mood.
All people mood. Okay, perfect. So grab one of those if you have them. If you don't, that's okay. We're going to talk about it and really kind of give an overview of who and what our brand is, who we are, why we're hosting tonight. And you can get one then if you want to try one by the person who invited you tonight. So let's dive in.
Awesome. So I just wanted really quickly, Sandy said that lots of friends of hers that are on with us tonight brought a Grape Edge and Energy Plus. That's awesome. So we're going to cover that too. We often do kids mood at night just because we don't want everybody like super excited on caffeine, but there is also caffeine free Energy Plus, and that is a great option as well. And the Edge does not have any caffeine or sugar or anything in it. So those are all great options.
Yes, I love that you said that. So we will, like she said, be talking about our Happy Juice, our flagship product. That's a great place to start no matter your goals. We tend to do those in the morning, and I have a little sneak peek at the end for what's coming up as well for the end of the week. So, okay, let's see here. Can you see my family?
Yes, we can. That beautiful family of yours.
Thank you. I'm biased, but I agree. Okay, I'm Alex. Again, just a quick, why am I here chatting with you and who I am? I am a wife, a girl mom. I have two beautiful girls right there. Entrepreneur. I have 12 years in this industry of network marketing. I'm super, super passionate about it. I also have a huge passion for all things health, nutrition. I love social selling. So we're going to talk about that in just a little piece in here and why, because I'm obsessed with the lifestyle that it can bring. And our family loves to travel. We love to travel. We're actually going to go travel to see Dr. Andrea sometime soon. So that's why I'm here. I helped launch the first ever mental wellness company 6 years ago with Dr. Andrea. And so we're lifers here. We've seen all of it, and we are going to take you back from our roots and give you a glimpse into what's coming in the future. So here is Dr. Andrea.
Hello. So here is my family. And I almost was a girl mom until the third one came around and we had a little boy, but it is so amazing. Seriously, like what both brings is so awesome. So yes, I am a wife, a mom of three, an entrepreneur, and I'm a retired chiropractor. Like that is so crazy to say. So 6 years ago, when Alex, like she said, we launched this company, swore I would never do social selling, network marketing. Here I am, and it retired me from my chiropractic practice. And it has allowed me to truly touch the lives of so many more people than I was able to in my part-time chiropractic practice. And it's been just seriously such a blessing. And I am so excited about it and so excited to talk about it too. And I did used to reside by the lovely Miss Alex in Wisconsin. And then we said snow is no longer our jam. So we moved to South Carolina where it's sunny a lot more often and no snow. And we were able to do that because of this opportunity as well. So I love talking about it, just what it can do in a short period of time. And what it did to change our family. So we actually also just pulled our kids out of school. We are homeschooling them. Another huge plus of a business like this, which allowed us to be able to have the flexibility to do that. We also love to travel. And I can't take the science nerd out of me, right? What do they say? Like you can take the chiropractor out, whatever. But So I love all things science and I can't wait to share it with you guys tonight.
Yes. Okay. So this is why I love this dynamic tonight. We've got the wise, the beautiful. I can't wait. All right, let's dive in. So this is really, you're probably like, what in the world? What's going on this page? I love to just talk a little bit about our brand. There is a lot to it, but we take our core values very, very seriously. We have 5 core values. Amare, it's not a mare. So if it's the first time that you have been introduced to this, amare means to love in Latin. And our whole philosophy is you really need to learn to love yourself, mind, body, spirit, and then pass that on. I know that can feel really selfish at times, especially if you're parents or caretakers. But once you do that, oh my goodness, it's just amazing how much we settle for the bloating, the headaches, the normal. And it's not normal, you guys. So this is what we can do, is get you to your goals faster and feeling really incredible. So we have Amare means to love. So we have love, we have integrity. We are an integrity-based company. Innovation, we have the most innovative science-based products. We take herbs and everything found in nature. God gave us everything we need on this earth to thrive. And Andrea is going to dive into that in a little bit, especially what we're talking about and trying tonight. We have humility and service. We believe in giving back into our community, into our world. We believe that money, we should be able to live abundantly, and money in the hands of good people can do great things. And so we have really incredible lifestyles and service projects and mission trips and things that can dive into within our brand. So that is our mental wellness brand, really just into a nutshell. So what we want to dig into, though, is this little guy tonight. I'm going to rip my own open. Andrea, you want to take it from here and tell us why you love this?
Sure. And I will. And my daughter was playing volleyball tonight and she had one of these before she left. And I realized I should have brought one while I was there because it was a little stressful for me. I was like, I should have had one of those in my pocket. So what I truly love about this, and I love that you brought this up at the beginning, Alex, because it's called Kids Mood. And when we first started the company, right, there was not a kids line. I think back to that, and I'm so grateful that we have that now, but we didn't, right? So our first, when we talk about a mood product that is looking and able to help kids, that's why it's called Kids Mood, but it absolutely is everybody mood. And I love that because it truly is not something that is only for kids. So there are 3 main ingredients that are in the Kids Mood, one being a saffron extract, and it's actually a branded Afron extract in itself, and it helps normalize serotonin and dopamine activity. So those 2 neurotransmitters are what makes us feel good and calm us down, right? And it also helps give us motivation and, just kind of this mental energy. So it also helps support stress hormones, right? Drop a cortisol in the chat if you have heard about the importance of lowering your cortisol. That is huge for something like this. And we also have holy basil in there, which helps with stress regulation. So you're kind of seeing how this is not just a kids thing, right, people? It helps, anti-inflammatory response. And then rosemary, we're looking at mental focus. We're looking at helping with muscle discomfort and helping the immune system. You guys, this is such a well-rounded product. It is truly unbelievable. And I'll rip mine open once I'm done chatting, but I love that it can be taken either as a pixie stick, like Alex is doing right now. It can be put into water depending on kind of sensory issues for kids if they don't like that. My kids love it. My kids beg for it. And I'm like, whoa. We had 2 already today. We cannot, we're capping it, right? They look at it as candy. So I like that it's something that is easy for them, to take and they want to take it. And yes, Dr. Jody, cortisol modulation, it is huge. That is the precursor of so much. And we really need to look into it. So it's a great little, and this is why it went viral, right? Like this is what people are looking for. And I think in your next slide.
I
We've got a
love
little
that.
bit of chat on that.
Yes, I love that. And I love all the cortisols going on in the chat. If this is your first time trying it, what do you think? Do you love it? It's totally just like a pixie stick, right? I love that we went old school with it. And like Dr. Andrea just said, this is our viral pixie stick. This is viral for a reason. There is a need. If you have been anywhere in our world lately, turning on the news, turning on the radio, scrolling on social media, this is a worldwide conversation. There are people talking about gut health. They're bloated. They're having Crohn's, colitis, food sensitivities, food allergies. And let's face it, then the mental wellness issues, and our kids have it too, right? It just comes out somewhere different. I fell in love with this kids pack when I was introduced to these products because my daughter really, really struggled with autoimmune. She had eczema really bad. The mental wellness issues that were going on, kids don't come home and say, Mom, I'm really anxious today, right? Or before school, it's my tummy hurts, or it's temper tantrums, or not sleeping and moodiness, right? So this has been a game changer for my children. With her eczema, I tried everything. And I was at the point of steroids because she was having these scabby, bloody, itchy patches on the back of her legs. And it was repairing her gut-brain axis, rebalancing that system of her microbiome that actually has not 6 years later even spiked an eczema patch. So mood is an amazing place and an amazing addition. But like Dr. Andrea said, we really want to get to that root cause. And our viral pixie stick went viral because of what's going on in the world and the need for ADD, ADHD medication, and the lack of. But what is really cool is you can mix this in water, like she said, and make our kids happy juice. That's what my daughter loves to do every morning. She makes her own kids happy juice because I don't know why she doesn't like to do the powder. We've just always taken it as a shot. We mix it up. She literally mixes it up in this much of water. And kids are different. We all learn different. We all adapt different, right? We all have different habits. So that's really fun that we get to help guide you through those with your family and customize this, where in the medical world, a lot of times you can't customize. So anything that you want to add to this amazing kids pack and what it all promotes together as a whole instead of just kids mood?
Well, I mean, yes, I do, because again, can't take the science out of me. So for me, I was actually, my middle daughter was part of the trial for this product. We were able to trial it before it actually came out, and it was such a game changer for us, but it was an adjunct to what we were already doing. We were already doing the kids' fundamentals. So we were really already addressing her gut-brain axis. And I truly believe that we had such a huge shift in her with the kids' mood because we were already addressing her gut health, right? So I think it has to be in this coordinated system to help, if we see people say like, I'm just not seeing that in, the results of my kids, or just not getting what I want out of it, I really suggest that we go back to really looking at foundational healing, right? We need to look at the gut-brain axis in order to really start getting to the root cause of what this is. And then this is just another punch to, take care of things. And so I think the whole product and the whole line is something that so many people can take advantage of. I have never seen a more coordinated, holistic approach to children's health ever. And I mean, that's why, again, I chose to do this and tell everybody, because there's just truly nothing like it. I have not seen anything this, coordinated and packaged so beautifully. And that's really, healing and helping people. So
I love that.
yeah.
I love that, because when you were in a clinic setting, were you finding that you were recommending people to kind of piece together their own?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And, when we look at patient compliance, that's exactly it, especially with kids. I mean, how do you get something gross in tasting into your children, right? And so I think it's really important to have all of this, and it's just like one easy, here you go.
Yes.
And it's beautifully put together.
I love that. I love that so much. And something that I really want to encourage you, for you parents out there, or grandparents out there, or whatever you are, I really encourage you to stick with this. This is not a quick fix. You did not, or your child did not get to where they are overnight. You don't eat a salad and you lose the 50 pounds the next day, right? It takes work. I wish
That
there
would be
was
nice.
magic salad. Yes, there is not. And so this is really going to take some commitment. And I'll be honest, it took it from me too, as a mom, that if we didn't quite like the taste, that actually meant this was working. That meant our gut brain connection was rebalancing, that our taste buds change, your microbiome shifts. And now, oh my goodness, the long-term benefits that it's had 6 years later, the things that we crave or don't crave is incredible. It is so worth it. So,
Great.
okay, I want to move on quick. If I can click this and really just talk about, again, really quickly, no matter your goal, if it is a gut health goal or it is a mental wellness goal, we have two very incredible flagship systems for your family. So for kids, that would be the kids pack that Dr. Andrea just described, is so beautifully packaged together. It has just the foundation of health with it. Things you're going to see right away and things you're going to see in long term. That is the same for adults here with Happy Juice. I love to point out too that it's not so much by age as it is by weight. So under 100 pounds is more for children. And Andrea, I don't know if you've done this too. I do. But for me, it was, if Scarlett wanted to swallow a supplement, then she just took half the dosage, even if she's under 100.
Yep.
Do you do the same?
Yeah. And when we started, there wasn't a kids line, right? So we
Right.
started on half doses of all the adult products.
Yep.
So absolutely. And what it is at 100 pounds, kids are more metabolically like an adult. And that is why we have that 100-pound, differentiation. Yep. But that doesn't mean once they're 100 pounds, they have to take the adult, right? We can either double up on the adult if, so there's things we can play with. But yeah,
yes, I love that. I love that. Love that. Also, quick side note, piggybacking back to the kids' mood. My husband was on Adderall for over 12 years. And again, it's what parents were told, right? You do what you're told, you do the best you can. And now that we know better, we can do better. But he was on that for so long. He was experiencing such yucky side effects. Mm-hmm. We had to go through such an intense detox process, it felt like. And now I just love that we can have things that are on the go as needed. 6 years ago, I was at a really rough spot. I was taking 6 to 8 mood a day. And now it's that time of month, it's as needed, right? You grow. It's whatever season you're in. It's where you're at in life. You can grow with it. And so I love that. He takes these all the time at night if he's having cravings, a lot of addictive mannerisms within, whether it's chewing gum or needing something. These are awesome for that. So, okay, moving forward to the flagship. I don't know why this is doing that. Okay, Happy Juice.
So if you are one of those that brought edge and energy, mix up your Happy Juice.
Yes, grab your products, mix them up. Let us know who here who's on Happy Juice is team grape, who's team watermelon. I love seeing this. It's usually pretty neck and neck. But this, are you? I'm great. See, right there.
Team 50-50, Jeremy. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Depending on my mood.
I love that. So really, truly, flagship base, no matter your goal, are these 3 products, 3 powders you mix together in water, add ice if you want, drink it within an hour. So you're getting the full benefits of the good bacteria. And we have the kids version too. So Dr. Andrea, take it away.
Okay. So I want to preface this with, this is no different than the kids product for me from an ease of use, right? So when I was in my practice and I was, again, piecemealing things together to get the, best ingredients and stuff to give my patients. And then this came along and I took all the guesswork out of it. And I love this because we're looking at these 3 products that, you guys, taste so good. That is why a happy juice tasting is so fun, because you see all these benefits and you go, probably tastes nasty, right? And then you try it and you're like, oh, it's actually good. So let's just do a quick rundown. I could talk for probably an hour on each of these, but I won't. So kind of at the middle and the central for me, my favorite product of all of these is the Mentibiotics, just because it's so foundational of healing. We talked about the kids fundamentals, which is the gut-brain axis support. Same thing with Mentibiotics, right? It's got our prebiotics, our probiotics, and all the strains to help with mental wellness. And you guys, again, if you have turned on a TV, if you have scrolled through Facebook, if you have had a conversation with a friend, people are struggling more now than ever. And to really help support them in a natural, holistic way is a true blessing. So the Mentibiotics is just, I agree with you, Anne. I think everybody should be on it. It is a no-brainer. And then we have Edge, which, again, team watermelon, but I do like grape too. But that is a nootropic, and it really just helps with brain function. It really helps with motivation for me. Like, I cannot get over the stuff I can get done when I mix this up, right? And all of a sudden you're like doing stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, go me. I didn't even realize I was doing it, but it's just this like internal self-motivation. So awesome. And then Energy Plus. And we kind of talked about it at the beginning. This is a clean energy, right? And we do have the matcha pomegranate, which does have caffeine in it. But we also have the dragon fruit, which is caffeine-free, sugar-free. So I love that we have options here. And I love that it delivers what it does without all the garbage that's in so many other products. Jeremy, you should see how much I got done cleaning last year. I mean, seriously, that was me at the beginning of this. I'm like, I'm vacuuming. Like, what? Yes, it's awesome.
That is like the biggest side effect I hear is I got all my evening cleaning done where I'm done. That's like the biggest happy side effect. I love that so much. Okay. So I also love if you are like, I'm good. I go throughout my day. I wake up before my alarm clock. I could run a marathon. Great. I want to challenge you to see if you can be a better version of yourself. If you could take on more, would it stress you out, or would you be able to calmly respond? And that was for us. That's what I love looking at now is 6 years later. I wish we could take away life stress. We can't. You're always going to have that. But what I have found is how I respond. I was not the mom I wanted to be 6 years ago when there was life happening, right? And then you get into a vicious cycle because then you have the mom guilt over that, right? Like, gosh, now I just overreacted and now I have guilt over overreacting. So I want you to go through this and think, gosh, if I could improve here, how much that would better my relationships. I could advance at my career. I could run the triathlon, whatever that would be. A couple of these too. I love Rachel. The best thing ever is not having cravings for carbs. I now crave vegetables. I never thought that would ever happen. That's incredible. I love that. My husband, who never grew up on vegetables, drinks kombucha all the time, which is like the most odd tasting thing, right? I love that. Sandy, I've almost gone vegan without trying to over the past 2.5 years on Amare. I quit smoking and I am 6 days away from my first triathlon. See?
Yay!
That's incredible, Sandy. I love those.
The other thing I think is really interesting to just add in quick, Alex, is I was one of those I don't need this people.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much you need it until you feel better, right? You don't realize maybe the areas you were struggling in that you just like dealt with because that was your life, until all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, right? I am not this, and this anymore. And so I think it's really interesting. I would just encourage, even if you're sitting here saying like, I'm good, like see what could be better.
I
Right?
love that.
Because
Yes.
it's been remarkable. And looking back, there is so much difference. But where I was in my life, I was like, I'm good. I literally was like, I'll try it so I can tell patients what it tastes like.
And then you're vacuuming late at
And
night.
then my husband 2 weeks later was like, oh, it's doing something.
Hey, and that's a huge testament right there, because a lot of times we do think, oh my goodness, is this working? I think that's one of the biggest things I hear too, is people are like, I didn't expect to actually feel this good on this. I've been watching you and I've seen this, but I didn't. And it sometimes takes an outside person to realize you're glowing. You're happy. You're energetic.
Happy.
Yeah. You're not a crab.
I love it.
One thing off of that with phase benefits, and we'll keep it going here, is a lot of times people will ask, okay, so am I on this forever? Well, do you eat and drink forever? This is nutrients that your body craves and thrives and cells live off of. Inflammation is the root of all disease. And if we can do anything to keep that down, and that's what this does, I promise you, if you feel what we feel, you won't ever want to go back. That's how I feel. And we've replaced it with other things. My breakfast is my happy juice. So we don't spend on breakfast in that area. We've replaced a lot of things in our medicine cabinet, a lot of meds, a lot of other things. So I promise you that we'll work on you with whatever you need customized. It's worth it. Here's some more testimonials. Anything you want to add within your family as a whole, what they've had?
I mean,
All day.
but I love how you talked about inflammation, right? Because that is something we can't always see from the outside, or we can't always feel, right? But when we start seeing those changes on the outside, imagine what it's doing on the inside, right? And to me, as a chiropractor, a holistic practitioner, a mom who's very holistic, like that's incredibly important to me. And I love that you can get these type of effects, and you can look at preventative, right? Like this is preventing us from getting sick more often. This is helping us get healthy quicker when we do experience some things. And so, I mean, I just think all around from a preventative perspective, it's a great, baseline.
It is. I love that. And I love that coming from a doc. I mean, really from somebody who was in that world, is in that world of knowing what's out there in this nutritionally confusing world. And she chose this because it is cutting edge. And I think that just speaks volumes. So what we want to share is, because this conversation is so growing, it's worldwide, and nobody has what we have. You guys, I am so proud every day to say we are trademarked. We are trademarked. Nobody can take that away from us as the mental wellness company. And this only happens once in a lifespan of a business of where we're at. We are just hitting that 6-year mark. And that is just at the sweet spot in a business lifespan, because we are at this critical mass of hypergrowth. And I just think that's a true testament that our products have worked, our comp plans lucrative, and people want and need what we have. They're literally praying for solutions. A mom would do anything for her child who's having a temper tantrum every morning before school, right? To calm the chaos, no matter where you're at in your season of life, the suicides, the everything that is on the news every day, we have something for that. We're not just advocates for mental health, we're providing solutions. So if you want to be a part of that journey, we're in a really, really amazing pay it forward type of business where you get compensated for sharing. And I don't know, I mean, Dr. Andrea saw this every day in her setting. I found this at the library, at the park, at the grocery store that people were literally searching and it came up in natural conversation. It was just natural that people were struggling and looking. And it's natural to make recommendations, right? What's not natural is that you don't get paid for them. If you're wearing a t-shirt from Amazon or Walmart, you don't always get paid for that, right? And we want to pay it forward. We want to thank you and compensate you for that. So there's an awesome pay it forward program here too. So we're going to talk about that the next half hour, but we want to end this. We're like right at the dot.
I was going to say, we're good.
We're good. We love to keep these at a half hour. So if you want to take another kid's mood before bed and you love the taste and you got a 2-pack sample, go for it. If you are brand new, talk to the person who invited you because we have some great specials. Your first time, you get our free 3-day microbiome gut reset. You get $10 off. Depending on the pack you get started on, you can get free shipping and some free products with this promo code. So talk to that person. They'll customize it for you. Make sure you get started with the best deal. The next half hour here, if you had fun with this and you're like, okay, what does this look like to host a virtual sip and share happy juice tasting event? What does it look like to host an in-person one? What is this Pay It Forward program? Stay tuned. For those of you who want to log off, feel free. Have a beautiful night. Thank you so much for joining us. But we are going to just quickly switch over here.
Any questions? You can drop them in the chat and we can always answer them as we're kind of switching over here. But so for those of you who tried Happy Juice for the first time, what did you think? Drop it in the comments if you tried it for the first time. I kind of want a Happy Juice now.
I know. I wish I had an edge right here. Okay. Can you see that, Andy?
I can, ma'am.
Woohoo. Okay.
So this is fun, you guys. Now we get to talk nitty gritty, right? So if you watched this and you're like, that was fun. Those girls had a good time. And we did. Like, is there any better thing in the world than like hanging out with your friends and chatting? And it's so fun. But you know, as customers, we have a referral program where you can earn free products by referring your friends and family to the person who introduced this to you. And then obviously the business opportunity to be able to earn $500 by sharing with 5 people, and obviously significantly more than that if you, depending on how you run your business. But this is just one way to help spread the message of Amare, because that is at the foundation of what this is. I used to think it was cliche, right? The whole, like, I found something and I couldn't keep my mouth shut, but like, I found something and I can't keep my mouth shut, right? Because it's one of those things where when you see it work, not only in yourself, but your family. And then, you know, I was sharing with patients and then I was seeing those results. How do you truly not share that when you see life-changing results that are happening for people, that are happening and changing people's lives and lives of their families, and so on and so forth. And so, you know, this is just one way to share, right? We teach a bunch of different ways, but we just kind of wanted to hone on in on this tonight because it's kind of something, you know, maybe some people are not doing. But I think it's brilliant and so fun. So do you want to get started on it?
Yes, let's do it. I love that. Thank you so much for that, because it truly is a multifactorial approach to health, what we're doing, and business. We want to have a really well-rounded business. And so we have a system to plug you into no matter what, for social selling, on social media, for events like this, no matter how you want to grow. So this is something I'm very passionate about. I really love events. And here's why. I truly believe we have to walk our talk, and mental wellness is people. It is community. It is bringing them together, right? And so for me, if anything, too, reflecting what the last couple years did, not having interactions with people, gosh, people crave it, right? I mean, now, even if you're an introvert, honestly, I'm a homebody. I love people, but I am a homebody. And that sucked. That was hard,
It was hard.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
We craved community events, family events. And so I believe that being mentally well means also human interaction. This also gives us a chance, because what we do with mental wellness and mental health is so personal. It gives us this one-on-one chance to ask those questions in this setting, in the chat box privately, try and taste product. If you're in a public setting or in an in-home setting, you get to have those one-on-one conversations. It also then, like Dr. Andrea said, we have an incredible referral program. And so this can give you major lead generation with events. I have found a lot of times people are a little like nervous. What am I going to? Is it one of those? And they bring a friend. So you're naturally having this referral program. I also love that I get to take pictures and use it for social content for our business. It gives people curiosity. It gives them FOMO. And like we said, they're just super, super fun. I also want to just share, this is not your typical like home party. I love conversation. You're going to get a hug when you come in. I want to welcome you. I want you to know this is a safe place. This is not that kind of like party. Would you agree? I mean, you did them in the clinical setting too.
Yes.
So then this is not just that. We're going to share, no matter who you are or where you're doing it. This is for everybody, men, women, families, healthcare practitioners, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And I think it's one of those things where, like I said, I truly believe a huge part of the tasting is showing people that it doesn't taste awful. Because, I mean, let's be honest, most things that are good for you don't necessarily taste the best, right? And so I think people have that reservation of like, okay, but like, what does it taste like? So if you can show them that it tastes good, I mean, that is typically a barrier that, really allows you to then jump into a conversation very, very differently, I think.
It is. And without the yucky things, because there's a lot of drinks out there that also maybe taste good and they are just filled with junk.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win here. Okay, so planning, just a little bit. You don't have to be a party planner to do this, but I love to know just the basics. Where are you going to do it? At home? Are you with a healthcare professional and you're going to do it in their clinic? Are you going to do it at a coffee shop, a winery, a gym? Are you collabing up with a boutique at your home? When? And what? Is there a theme? Sometimes then there's like a theme with it, because it is getting into summer. Are we going to have a teacher event and calling all teachers? Are you going to have an activity and do a half hour of yoga and then a half hour of a happy juice tasting? Are you going to do it at a vendor event? This is literally kind of like the root and base for any kind of event. And then who are you going to invite based on the location, the theme? If it's not virtual, obviously you can't have your out of state friends. And then same for virtual, same kind of deal. You can also have them themed. You can have them generic, kind of like an overview tonight, when, what, who are you going to invite?
Okay. So do me a favor. I'm just curious. Drop in the chat box up in person if you've done an in-person event since you've started with Amare. I think this is so important because we are so focused. So Jeremy, you've done in person. Yep. We're so focused on social media and I love it, right? But we can't get so focused with it that we're not looking at other avenues, and people are looking to have conversation and looking to be with other people. And there's just a different vibe when you get a bunch of people together. The excitement in the room is there, right? Like, so yeah, so a lot of people have done that and I love it.
Me too.
Love it. Awesome.
I do too. I love that. And I love that. We just party and music jam session.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. We're going to give some examples later too, but make them who you are. Be creative with it. Have a ton of fun with it. This is getting our brand out there. If it's a public setting, you're putting your face, our brand out into the world. So make it super fun. Okay, your invite. This is like one of my biggest pet peeves. Don't make it weird. And this is not your time. I mean, Andrea, this is my pet peeve. Do you look at the notifications in Facebook when you get invited to online events?
No.
I don't either. Same. This is not your time to go through your 2,000 Facebook friends and hit invite all to this, because this is a personal conversation. It needs to be a personal invitation. And I promise you, when you do that, you're going to have an awesome attendance rate when you do that. So send a personal invite. That's going to be the key to getting people to show up, and invite them based on their sign. Sign stands for, do they have a strength? Are they somebody who's connected to a ton of people? They're a people person. Do they have an interest? Are they interested in holistic health? They love natural products. Do they have a goal? Maybe you just saw they're going to run a triathlon like Sandy, and you want to bring up, hey, this could actually give you like that mental strength, that mental toughness to get to that goal. Do they have a need? N stands for need. Maybe you saw on Facebook a mom post and they're really struggling with high anxiety in their daughter, right? And invite them, hey, I saw you post that. I'm so sorry you're going through that. I'm actually having an event that is talking about natural solutions for that topic, mental wellness, anxiety. Would you want to come and just see if it would be of interest to you, maybe a solution for her? Paint the picture for them in the invite. It's about them. It's not about us, right? What is in it for them?
And that's
Again,
huge.
it is.
That's
Right?
huge.
Yes, it
The
is.
second you make it about you, it all shifts. It's
Totally.
what it is. And honestly, like that's who we are as a company, right? Is how do we help more people? How do we spread more messages, right? So it's incredibly important to like, who can we serve? Who can we help? Don't
Yep.
make it about you.
I love that. I love that so much. I also love to paint the picture too, if it's like a virtual event as well. It's a fun virtual community. This is a little different because we don't necessarily do this every Tuesday. But normally everyone's video is on and the chat's open like it is now. So your video will be on, get in your comfies, grab your materials, let them know for your sample. We're going to make happy juice together. We're going to grab your mood pixie stick. Let them know. Also, really quick, this next slide, this is just a script that I use to invite people to. If you want any of this, we're going to put the PDF we have of a handout of how to host in our group threads. So don't worry, you can get this. We don't need to read through this because you'll get it, but just like we painted the picture of the invite we just talked about, make it about them. Okay, day of event. Andrea, anything that you love to cover with hosting them too in like a clinic setting?
Yeah, and we've done it in gyms, we've done it outside of like gyms and spas, we've done it in clinics. And I think you have to, no different than anything else, you have to decide, what do you want that to look like? Is it actually going to be a presentation, right? Or do you just want to have samples with information laying out on a table, right? Like, I think of a gym, people typically are not going to work out and then sit around for a 20-minute presentation or a half-hour presentation, right? So having the samples there and having some really good, handouts or something like that with your contact information, or having something for them. We always do like a giveaway, right? So we have the people give us their contact information so that we can contact them, right? We give out our contact information too, but sometimes they don't always contact you back. So getting their information is super important, right? So we always do like a giveaway. And so we grab everybody's names and then we'll pick a name and we'll give away a product or something like that. So, setting up in like a gym setting, that might be a better opportunity than actually doing an actual like full presentation. We're in a physician's office or a chiropractic office after hours to say like, come help, come here how to better, help your family in X, Y, and Z. These healthcare practitioners are already, somebody that people look up to and they really trust them. And so either you can go into their clinic and have a conversation with their patients that want to come too, or, obviously if they are partnered and want to do that too. But there's so many different ways to do this that it's just whatever, kind of comfort zone for you and what you think would best serve that community.
Totally. There really are. There's not a right way. This is just a guide to help you get started. I was so uncomfortable in the beginning getting started with these. I still sometimes, I don't ever say the same things because you don't always have the same people. We want to make them about them, right? So if you can just kind of have your outline and your guide, which we'll show next, we have a little layout of an agenda for you. I go off of that every time, but it is going to be different no matter the setting, the theme, the people, right? So day of event, I love to send out a friendly reminder. I can't wait to see you tonight. Again, if it's virtual, your video will be on, or if it's not, here's the address. It's at 6 tonight. Bring a friend. I can't wait, right? If it is virtual, I do love to give out samples, whether we're going to drop them off or mail them. So you do want to plan ahead a little bit more for virtual events, just because that is nice to get the sample out, obviously, before the event, so they have it in hand. And like Andrea said, I don't ever do like an in-home or even at a coffee shop or, like she said, a gym, a presentation. That's going to be a lot of conversation, but virtually it's nice to have that slide and the visual for people.
So there's
so
a
you want
couple
to have
questions, Alex. I just want to
yep.
get these. So
Yep.
One question, when you say your video will be on, which video? So when you're doing this virtually, typically like in a Zoom setting, we have it on a webinar right now. So you're just seeing Alex and I. But typically when you would do a virtual event, you would do kind of like a, typical Zoom room or Google Chat or whatever that looks like for you. And you can see everybody, right? So you can see everybody that's going to be mixing their happy juice and trying it, or kids mood. So I think that's what you were alluding to when you talked about video on. Because it's
Yep.
no fun when you have like a bunch of people with like their picture or just like whatever else is on there.
Great.
So yeah.
And we love this chat, and normally we'd have everybody's videos on too.
Right.
So yes, that's totally what that is. And then the happy juice tasting, do you include mentobiotics? That's a great question. We do sometimes. I kind of leave it up to the person. If the brand builder has extra subscribe and save rewards points and they want to redeem some product, or they're going to get some extra energy or edge in their product, that they can just send those out. There are little Amazon, like little containers that you can put some antibiotics in. So we've had teammates do that too. Typically on like a Saturday morning event, when we're hosting maybe an in-person one, I do make a full happy juice and just put it in little sample cups. So I hope that helps.
Yeah. And there's like food, I can't think of the word I'm trying to come up with, of course, on Amazon. The bags are like food quality, food grade, whatever.
Yeah.
Grade, Raquel, whoever that is. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly, sorry. I feel like I need glasses, like I can't see. But yes, so that's another thing, right? Because then it kind of like looks more, not like powder in a plastic bag, right? It's a little more legit.
I love that. Okay, so really quick here, our event agenda. It was literally what we just did the half hour before. So if you're in person or you're doing virtual, I go off this same little agenda, and in the PDF, it has more of a script for you. If you're new, keep this in front of you. I still keep this in front of myself. This makes it duplicatable, you guys. This is not a secret what we're doing. This is something that you want to have in front of you. So welcome people, greet them, give them a sample when they come into your home. Do you want grape? Do you want watermelon? This is our happy juice we're going to be talking about tonight. If you are co-hosting and maybe you're co-hosting with another brand partner that you want to say thank you so much for opening up your home or wherever you are and validate them, you're going to do a little overview and share of the brand. Just like we did, share your story. Andrea and I both shared our stories, our backgrounds, connect with your audience, share the Amare story, how we're different. We are trademarked as this. Maybe ask a question. Who's ever heard of Amare? A lot of times people haven't still, right? Unless they're a customer they're coming to an event. So share the overview, share stories, share testimonials, call on the customers that are in the area and have them share their experience so far, share it with the co-host. And I love the stories, because not everyone's going to relate to mine or Andrea's story, right? If we have others up there, but I also love to have the stories set me up for where the conversation's going to go. So if somebody was talking about chronic pain and high inflammation, I'm going to talk about Happy Juice and our relief product or our hemp. If somebody's really talking about a lot of kids and we have young moms in the crowd, I'm going to gear towards kids and mamahood, right? So I love to use that. And then the close. The close is always the part that's left unopened, and the most important part to me is close with the specials that are going on. Close with urgency for that night. Let them know this special ends tonight, this deal for this event. You can take advantage of the Amare specials that are going on. Maybe make a little of your own. You get a cup tonight if you leave my house and you sign up with Happy Juice. You can make this yours and make it fun. Anything to add on the agenda?
No, so good.
Sweet. Okay.
But also know it never goes as planned.
Totally.
And that's okay. Like, I love that part, right? Like, there's times where I leave and I'm like, oh boy, that was not what I expected, but it's exactly what it needed to be, right? And so like,
Yes.
it can be nerve-wracking, right? And in going into it, just being like, okay, like, I know this is going to, like, words are going to come out of my mouth that need to be heard by the people that are here. And this is going to go the way it's supposed to go. And yes, Sandy, take extra mood plus before. It's so important to just be okay with it going the way it's supposed to. It won't go bad. It'll be fine.
It's so true. Okay. And I love that. Have you ever been in an event and I'm talking and I'm reading the body language of the crowd and I'm like, nobody is into this. This is terrible. And afterwards, everyone is like, they were so deep in thought about loved ones or themselves of what they're going through or family members that I was like, wow, I never judge a book by its cover is the moral of the story, because it doesn't ever go as planned, right? Here are just some examples because we want you guys to get creative and just do it. I want you to do. I found a yoga instructor randomly one time and asked her, would you collaborate? I'm a part of the first ever mental wellness company. I love partnering. I love recommending. Would you come do yoga? And then we're going to share our brand. And all of a sudden we had like 20 people in my parents' front yard. I didn't even host it at my own house. I hosted it at hers. We're going to do yoga on the farm. It sounds better. We've done pop-up shops. Just this past month, we collabed with other businesses, locally owned businesses that were women owned, and they came and did pop-up shops, and we had everyone, and we did samples of Happy Juice and did a little Amare overview, and then they got to go shop. So fun. We did that out of someone's home. We have partnered with boutiques and we've partnered with hair salons, and we said, we're inviting ourselves in. What's the busiest night of your salon? And they said, all our stylists are there on Wednesdays. Great. Can we come give them Happy Juice samples? And it was so fun. So fun. We got to give everybody Happy Juice samples. So
Love those.
truly, it's the opportunity is endless. You've done them in gyms. You've done that. You have lots of healthcare professionals on your team in your community that love to do that as well. Possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Goat yoga. Yep. We could do some goat yoga.
I've never done that, but I want to.
I do too.
So
I've
let's do it.
Okay, perfect.
Uh,
Here's my favorite part of this because I do, like Dr. Andrea said, I love social media too. I think it's silly if you're not a part of that platform because it's your free marketing tool. You should be on it. People watch it. People it's going to reach that you don't have to talk to on a daily basis is incredible. However, I do find when I talk to a lot of 20 to 30, 20 to 40-year-olds, they're also really over it. And they want that human interaction as well in that conversation. How annoying is it when you call a customer service and you don't get a human? That is like terrible. So I love that. And I actually wanted to follow a couple of customers that I got from events and a couple of customers I got randomly from social media. And it was really, really interesting. I found a lot of people that were signing up really quickly on social media. They were constantly replacing them. They did not have good retention. And so I love that we could convert a lot of people at our in-person events or virtual events and retain them because we made that connection. 90% of my random social media signups did not even follow to my or respond to my follow-up. They like dead crickets, right? Who's ever had that? 99% of in-person event attendees signed up and responded to follow-up. You still get that a couple percent, that 1% of those few people who are going to ghost you. But oh my goodness, I was following that for a couple months and it was really,
I
really
love that you did that because numbers don't lie.
seriously.
I love
Yes.
that.
It was so fascinating. Same for virtual events. 50%. Oops, here we go. 50% of in-person attendees gave referrals. 90% of in-person attendees reordered. And that was really, really incredible to me because again, some of them that were random and showed up were one time. We're going to be real with that, right? But a lot of times we could troubleshoot with them. We could problem solve with them because we had already had that kind of conversation. So this is something if you're not incorporating, I highly recommend trying. Maybe it's not for you, or maybe you have mastered some other area and you're like, gosh, why not try? I highly recommend it. I think that's it. That's the end of our slides for this. Do you have any other closing thoughts for events?
Well, I just want to, there was a question in there about eczema. Was it Kids Fundamentals that worked so well with her? And
Yes.
Kids Mood?
Yes, kids. So like you said, we didn't have all the kids products in the beginning, but the fundamentals was the game changer. Repairing her gut brain connection was huge for the eczema. Yes. And so the adult fundamentals, the adult happy juice would be amazing for an adult as well. No worries at all. Any other questions on here? Feel free. We're just wrapping up. We're like on the dot
I
too.
mean, like we say, tell me what words to use. I love it. This is so fun. And I hope you guys felt the same way. I think it's one of those things that, and I'm going to answer this. I think it's so important. And maybe, like you said, maybe this isn't for you, but if those of you are building a business and have team members, keep these kind of things for those people, right? Everybody's different. Everybody is going to build this differently. Everybody has different ways of what they enjoy. And I love to be able to support my team members who say, like, I don't really want to do in person or online stuff, right? To be able to say, oh, that's perfect. You can go ahead and do it virtually. Kids or sleep. Yes, kids can use sleep. And actually my daughter, my middle daughter, do happy juice. Yeah, but, oh, okay. But sleep, yes. And it actually helped with her night terrors. It's the only thing that helped us with her night terrors was Sleep Plus. So just do one capsule for kiddos. And again, I can get on a soapbox, but melatonin, right? We want to be really careful with melatonin because it actually causes your body to stop producing its own. So Sleep Plus is a great alternative. We would just mix it in a little bit of like yogurt. And then we got to the point where I would just open up the capsule and dump it on her tongue. And she just swallowed it and we did it. It was Sleep and for night terrors. It was a game changer. It's 100% what worked for us. It was unreal. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. Okay. And if you are a leader here and you, like Andrea said, maybe you host one and you do it for your people, or you team up and do it together so that it's not just on you. We're going to give you all these tools after. So again, don't put it all on you. We're better together. So team up with some of your people, team up with your upline and do them together. We host them monthly as a team so that you can all invite together. Okay. Yes. I love this. Thank you everybody for taking time out of your busy schedules. Dr. Andrea.
This was a blast. We'll do it again soon.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Bye guys.